All right, I'm back in my car. Oh, I'm back in my car, and I was thinking to myself in a very pessimistic way of like where I am in my life, especially after like recent like times in my life that inspired this reflection. And I was like, I feel pretty alone in this, but I think it'll be helpful to talk it out to myself, and also it doubles as also like getting videos out, might as well. Anyway, so recently I feel like I've been feeling unconfident. I put the window up because I dabbled on a little tarot reading and I made my friend read it for me. And it was kind of like, I don't know, I forget what the gist of it was. Let's see. Yes, you're gonna bear with my awkward silence. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Basically, I don't feel confident in my current life. There was a time where I felt like I could achieve anything, I think is what it was saying. And I felt like a powerful leader. But now I just feel, like I'm surrounded by people, or at least in the space where it's making me feel like I can't be myself. And I think that's true currently. But then I mentioned like, what is draining you, and like, where is this emotional hardship coming from? And I was like, well, I actually don't know. But what I do know is that in my current relationships, I don't feel like satisfied emotionally. I feel a little bit like in an emotional drought. And I don't know how to satisfy that. But one thing that my friend stressed in his very first reading that he was giving me was that I have to like balance the relationship with myself, and that's the only thing that I can control. And in my head I was like, no, I can't. The reason why I said that is because I just have so many thoughts, like negative intrusive thoughts about myself, and I feel powerless in them. But you also hear these other things that are like, oh, well, subliminal messaging, is like what's helpful in that instance, or like overriding your subconscious programming. And I think that might be like a lead, but either way, it feels pointless because I've done that before and it feels like nothing's changed. And granted, when I really did do it, things were a lot better as I was finding my stability, but it still felt like the hardships kept coming, and it still felt like it didn't feel like I was getting better at grappling with my very like strong, like wild emotions, Anyway, then I was thinking to myself now, where I was just thinking, what's the point of being confident in anything though? Because like I used to think that I knew better, but I really don't. I don't know anything. And especially when it comes to like your psyche and stuff, even when I'm speaking now, it's like I can't even find the words to express myself in the way that I want to. And I don't know if that's stemming from perfectionism or some other factor, maybe not having the ability to be vulnerable with myself, but I feel powerless, in my own body, with my own tools, with what has been granted to me. And because of that, I feel resentful, and I feel like jealous that other people seem to be able to navigate life so easily, and I got the short end of the stick, when in reality I don't have the short end of the stick. Like, look at this beautiful view. But and also on top of that, like, I have the ability to strive for my goals. My entire family lineage didn't have this ability until me. They, like, not saying that what I have is most important. Actually, to challenge that's something that I feel like I always hear, like, oh yeah, this is the first time you will ever do it, blah, blah, blah. But maybe that's just relative to the standards that we have set in America. So who knows if that's even valid. But point remains, I have goals and I have a means to achieve them. And I should be grateful for that. And I think it's hard to be when I'm so caught up on what I'm lacking. And maybe the answer isn't to be confident in what you know, but grounded in the gratitude of what you have. and finding peace with what you don't, you know? So I guess I have to start with gratitude. It's sunny outside. I'm alive, I guess. I have friends that care about me. Anyway. Yeah. That's it.